right, so let's move on from the Black Stars. Let's discuss Black Meteors. Oh my God. This team, against all the odds, beat one of the teams in Africa, one of the best teams in Africa, Algeria, to qualify for the Under-23 African Cup of Nations. Now, in the first leg, 1-1 in the first leg, Fatai Sahaku scoring the goal over there. Now, in Kumasi, Fatai Sahaku again, with a combination of NS Niama, that lad, Patrick Bonney.
I think I wasn't. I watched the second half of the game.
Yeah,
and then I think I was so much in love with the young player. You know, wearing number 3 jersey.
Yeah,
it shows you the famous number 3 jersey.
Someone has been giving his blessing already.
I know if you have a player, you know, sometimes it is good to have experience, you know, outside.
Yeah.
If you look at his age, if you look at Kamal Sowa, Kamal Dean, they are within the same age.
Yeah.
You get it. And Isaaku, we took him to the World Cup. So in terms of exposure, experience, he's gotten it. He has been playing in the Champions League for Sporting, you know, Lisbon. Or is it Sporting Lisbon?
Yeah.
So these were some of the things that really helped us on the day because they were exceptional. The 2 players were exceptional, Isaaku and then NS Niama. You know, they were exceptional in the team. So provided they were not part of the team, we were going to have a raw team. You get it. After watching the second half, I realized that these 2 guys were the main kingpin of the team. Without them, the team could have been raw. You get it. So I think it was a good game in terms of the approach, in terms of the age of the boys, the confidence at which they were playing at the Baba Nyara Sports Stadium. The support was also there for them.
Yeah.
For me, I've always been struggling with Tanku's, you know, games ever since he came to Ghana and then handling our national team. You remember he took us, he qualified for the AFCON, the Under-20 tournament before, and we could not go to the Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, we needed to win penalty shootout to qualify, but we missed it. So when he was given this opportunity, I remembered the last time, but I think he's done something great because if you see Gordian Tram was also part of the team. These are players who have seen it all in football. And then I think that they also, you know, bless the kids with that knowledge of teaching them what to do on the pitch. It was a fine game by all standards, and I hope that I saw the joy on the faces of our FA officials after the game. I saw the president on the
moving
pitch,
around the stadium, clapping to the fans. Catch my fans! Catch my fans!
And it was nice. The sports minister was also in there.
Yeah.
As if they were campaigning. And people were following them, you know. But then when I listened to the young man, Nwama, he was granted a short interview.
Yeah, of course.
And then he spoke about his first time wearing the jersey. He's from Kumasi, and then he was so proud, and he was happy at least he'd been given the opportunity to wear the jersey. I think they have the great potential because if you look at, I said Kamal Sowa and Co could be drafted into that team.
Yeah.
You know, but we should just give them that time. We'll be going to the African tournament itself, so we've not qualified for the main Mondial, so we just have to give them some time. But it was a nice qualification, nice victory for the boys.
Richie, Black Meteors.
You see, there is a saying that monkeys play by sizes. You see, if monkeys do not play by sizes, the outcome is the little monkeys or the small monkeys will not be enjoying the play anymore, and it tends to be struggles for them. You see, this free Banier and then Abdel Fattah, the moment they entered into the Black Meteors, they are the best players there. Now I can say Ghana has one of the experienced teams in that level, because we have a goalkeeper who has been at the World Cup before. If Danlad is not the most experienced keeper at the under-20 level in Africa, he will be one of the most experienced. So these are some of the things we need. But if you do it by force, you put these boys into the national team, the senior national team. 1, the senior national team is going to be weakened. 2, the boys are not going to be enjoying the game because they don't fit in there. 3, you losing our under-23 because the players who deserve to play there have been promoted, whilst we don't have replacement for them. See the team, quality team. Now Ghana has an under-23 team which is dominant and which is based on foreign players. We have under-23 teams which is based on foreign players. That is what we were all looking for. To knock out Algeria is not easy. Yes, these Algerian guys they are the guys playing at the Wydad, and these are just teams. Yes, So you can't be beating them with your Kotoko squad because your Kotoko is not at the highest level anymore. Your House of Folk your House of Folk cannot be compared to all just anymore.
Yeah.
Yes. So you need.
But you what?
We are talking about reality.
Now Kotoko then watching the last 10 years then watching
players who were playing at the under 23. for over 20 years. For over 20 years, it has always been Kotoko enhanced players who have been playing at the under 23, and we all know the outcome of those games. And now we have foreign-based players who have just entered and then carried us on their shoulders. So that is what we all wanted.
Okay.
You see, one thing in Ghana is the moment they appoint you as a leader, you become enemy to the society. It seems like we hate all our leaders. Not that. I think in the last 1 month, I'm not sure people are still insulting or people are still blaming Kets because things have started changing. So we don't hate our leaders. Just that usually our leaders don't do what we expect of them.
Okay.
So we hope this continues so that we have a nice team.
All right.
Yeah.
Theophilus, the big question here is, can they qualify for the Olympics after qualifying for the under 23 AFCON? Now the Olympics, the last time we were there was in 2004 in Athens. Charlie. It's been a while.
You see Chipster agents.
Hey.
Like Charlie.
You see,
serious.
The last edition of the Olympic Games, we nearly qualified. If it wasn't for a Rastaman who threw us to the guy who missed the last penalty.
Okay.
And this particular team has the quality. When you look at the team on paper, it breeds quality. So I'm convinced that if everything goes on well, we will be able to qualify for the Olympic Games. It also depends on the kind of competition you'll be meeting.
Yeah.
Because if we are not lucky and we go and meet the likes of, let's say, Senegal and Mali, who in recent times they keep on tormenting our youth system, it's going to be very difficult. But I think I trust the quality in this particular setup. When you look at the experience of the likes of Isaac Fatal, Danladi Ibrahim has passed through all the ranks. And he's been the best in all the tournaments he's played in. You understand? When you look at this kind of quality, there's nothing more to say about him. For me, when I look at the performance of the team, I mean, we've all been talking about the excellent performance of Isaac Fatal and Nyama. But I think we are forgetting some
key players. Yeah, of course.
Dominic Sobila of Accra Lions. See, when I was watching the game, yes, the boys up front were doing their thing, but I was particular about the midfield. See, the boy is a gem. The boy is a midfield gem. The first time I realized this was last season, as I'm talking about against Accra Lions in Accra Sports Team. Charlie, he dominated the midfield.
Yeah.
The likes of Richard Godwin Agadas on the day, they are very good midfielders. But on that day, the young boy, he was fantastic. And in our last game against Algeria, he was fantastic. Then there's this centre back called David Oponafrani. He plays for King Faisal.
Yeah.
See, the guy was fantastic at the back. You know, usually Ghana, if you've noticed, our centre backs, they play a very fantastic game. Eventually, they make some 1, 2, 3 mistakes that even cost the team.
Yeah.
But I watched the whole game, and I didn't even see a single mistake committed by this particular young guy and his companion and his centre back parent, Aaron Essel. You understand? So it tells you that with the ample time.
And then there was one guy, Isiam. Former Brekum Chelsea.
Yeah. Very, very good player. Not forgetting Ashikwe.
Yeah.
The guy played.
We have a nice team.
Yeah.
Ashikwe had to play as a
left back.
In this particular match.
Yeah.
He was fantastic. And I was sitting down watching the game. I was like, maybe the guy should consider trying improvising and moving to left back.
Charlie.
So that maybe he can get a foreign contract. Because when you look at his speed and his skill as a winger, I'm not saying he's no good, but you know they are so at this moment they are better options.
Yeah.
Playing as a left winger. But then when he drops back into the left back role, he can easily play the left wing back.
Comfortable,
and
controlled.
He was very comfortable on the ball, going forward, defending. So for me, I was really, really impressed with these same boys. So I would say kudos to the technical team for being able to, you know, put up this quality setup in a very short period of time. Very, very short period of time. Kudos to them. They've done really well.
So Patrick Bonnie, the big question is still on the board. Can we qualify for the Olympics with this crop of players we have?
Is it qualifying itself, this was just a 2 game.
Yeah.
So it looks very simple for us. But the tournament itself is where you have to steady your opponents. Steady them within 2 weeks, back-to-back games. That is where the difficulty is going to come from. You might have players with injuries coming into the camp prior to the tournament. So we just have to hope. Qualifying to the tournament itself, it is going to be very tough. But we have to look at the strength of our players. Are we going to be very fortunate to have them coming into camp without injury? You get it? Are we going to have them in their best of forms in Europe? You get it? So those are some of the things that will help us. If you look at, as he said, Mali and then Burkina Faso and those kind of people, when they qualify, look, in terms of stature, they are big and they are with France, academies in France and other stuff. So when it comes to those aspects, we will have 1 or 2 qualities in terms of individual brilliance, but they will have a whole teamwork.
Yeah.
And at the end, we find ourselves fumbling. So we just have to hope that our group that will go and fall in will benefit from it. Especially if you have this Egypt or if they qualify, those North Africans.
Yeah.
And then they are
Morocco
and those.
Find yourself in Morocco.
That's what can help us. But if these West African countries, when they are in there, Charlie,
they'll torment us.
They'll torment us.
Yeah.
But I believe, as I've said, we just have to pray our players are in top form. That is it. Sometimes he spoke about the Kinfesa boy. He spoke about Dominic Nsombila. Accra has over versus Accra Lions midweek. I was there. The young man came in the second half. And then if you look at how he was playing, he came into the game. He was trying to change the dynamics of the midfield. He was paired with Kingsford Achampong, the number 6 shirted player, very, very good on the ball, and I think he has great prospects in terms of his future in football. So I think Lions and then in Sobila, as you said, they have players that can be drafted into the main under 23 team. So we just have to keep tabs on the local league. That I always believe in the local league.
Yeah,
you get it. You can't always
number one advocate for the local league.
and it's really true.
Yeah,
because the foreign players are going to come in. They'll be the icing on the cake. But the spine of the team has to be the local league. You understand? And even when you look at the bench, the likes of we have quality. Simba is there. We have what do we call it? Salim Adams. He's also there. He's on the bench. You understand? William Mesu, the goalkeeper, is also on the bench. So we have quality. You understand? Now I'm hearing that Ransford from the
Ransford Yeboah can be drafted in.
Kamaldeen is eligible to play, which I wouldn't advocate for him to come. He and Kudus, I think we should have them concentrate on one mission.
Yeah,
we shouldn't, let them confuse.
No, they have to join.
No, Patrick, for Kamaldeen
and don't change the winning team.
Of course.
At the moment, if Kamaldeen is supposed to be slotted in, that means Nyama or Fatah is like one of them has to sit down. If you are going to make them one of them sit down, that means you're going to weaken the midfield. You understand? Sometimes
if you are going for a major tournament, the most important is the depth in squad.
Yeah.
You see, you get it. So if you go in there, you have Isaaku, how do you call it? Sulemana. You have Kamal Soa. These guys on the bench. You know that if things are not working, you can just draft somebody, change, and then you see that is what we need. If you have about 3 or 4 players who are extremely good, and then if they are not getting their day, then your team is lost. You get it. So, but as he said, it is also good not to include them some way somehow. But the depth, Man City, they are doing well because of the depth in squad.
Of course. So if you are just tuning in, your live on Sports Plus right here on Plus 89.9 FM with me, Eklu Michael, Patrick Bonnie, Richie, and Theophilus. So, but Charlie, actions today Betway. So bet a minimum of 50 pesos only on Betway Aviator and stand a chance of winning amazing and exciting prizes, including vouchers, smartphones, and many more. So sign up and play at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. By the responsible way, under 18, Betway, bet your way. Now, Richie, can I have your thoughts on if we can qualify for the Olympics?
I think we have to do well to qualify because we've eliminated one of the best teams
in Africa,
which signals our opponent that we mean something serious. And we have a best team, we have a squad, and I think whoever is eligible must be called because if not for Dede Ayew, Dominic Edia, Emmanuel Ajimanbedu, if not for those guys, like a whole generation, like Ghana, a whole generation have never experienced the country lifting a trophy before. So we really need to lift a trophy.
Someone was like, me Ghana, the only time I'm say Ghana a PJ trophy, me time 2010.
Yes.
the day you were captain team, I was like, it's true.
And to be honest with you, it is one of the reasons why most Ghanaians can't do away with the DAIU.
Of course.
Yeah. Because he's the last soul in that squad. He's the only soul remaining in that squad. We don't know where the remaining players are. But yes. So
no, he go miss with Accra.
Of course.
So it tells you why some Ghanaians still can't do away with the DAIU. Yeah. So we really need to do something. If we have for over decades we've been suffering. So if now God has blessed us with the squad, we shouldn't be doing this kind of complacency. No, let this remain here. Whoever is eligible should come. Whoever is eligible should come and then help the team, so that at least for once we can also taste how it feels to lift a trophy. Yes, and then qualify as well.
Okay. Yeah. Now, still on the Black Meteors, interesting times ahead. With Felix Afena-Gyan, the banter between Felix Afena-Gyan and the Black Meteors. Now, you know, Felix rejected the call-up from Ibrahim Tanko. But chairman of the Black Meteors Management Committee, Frederick Echampon, has revealed that Felix was not given a late call-up, but instead revealed why he was able to reject the call-up. Patrick Bonny, was it right for Felix to reject the call-up? But before you begin, I have the voice of Frederick Echampon. Okay. I want to play this voice first.
Afena-Gyan's invitation was not late, because I now followed a lot of discussions in the media landscape, and people suggesting that the FA handed him a late call-up after they were called from Ghanaians. No, in fact, Afena-Gyan was one of the first foreign-based players we invited. The president of the Ghana Football Association spoke to me personally and told me that I should get my technical team to present the foreign-based players they will require for this engagement early enough, so that we can work on them in terms of writing letters to their clubs for their invitation and working out their tickets and visas, because we're going to travel to a foreign country. And so Afena-Gyan was one of the first players that the coach spoke to, because when the coach draws out such a list, the first thing he does is to speak to the players and tell them his plans and the decision to invite them to participate in that particular game. So the coach spoke to him personally. I mean, long before, for instance, we invited Salim Adams, long before we invited Enes Nuyama. So he was one of the first players the coach spoke to. And following up to the conversation between him and the coach, his manager called him. And the coach tells me the manager called him maybe not less than twice. 2-3 times, and told him emphatically that the guy was not ready. The reason why when the FA published the list of players invited by the coach in the first instance, they did not include him, because he had rejected the call-up that he was not ready. That's why we did not include his name. But I think that following up the calls around in the media, they decided to make it public.
The truth is one. I think Felix is still hurting for not going to the World Cup with the Black Stars. Patrick.
I think it's true.
Yeah.
Let's be honest with ourselves. We are human beings. If you look at football, it is the physical aspect is there, psychological aspect is also there, and then the spiritual part. You cannot see Afena-Gyan maybe playing well in his club, so you think that he's ready to come and play for you. Psychologically, there might be something wrong with him.
Yeah.
You get it? And that is the most important aspect of the game, the cognitive aspect of football, where everything the players do on the pitch is about their brains, how they think. So if the person is not in that right frame of mind, and you look, we saw Barnier in that game. Barnier was not superb. Imagine it was Afena-Gyan. People will draw the thin line between the reason why he was drawn for the World Cup. Probably because you come in, you will not be in that right frame of mind to play, yeah. And then you will not be giving us his all, and people will be bashing him that he's not a good player. So if the guy rejected the call up, look, he's human being. You know, you cannot do things to people and expect them to just understand and let it go. You get it?
Yeah.
So for me, he has everything at his disposal to reject the call up. If you invite somebody, it is not an order. Invitation is not an order.
Yeah.
You see, the person needs to respond to it. We were not ordering him to come and play. We just gave him the invitation, and he will decide to reject it or honor it. So if he has decided otherwise, we should just look. I was following the spaces on our Twitter and other stuff. I joined one convo on one of the platform on Twitter, I heard so many people giving reasons. They've forgotten about they themselves. That if they were in his shoes.
Yes. I said it.
You get it. But they will just be saying all these things. But because they are not in his shoes. Look, Afena-Gyan was a prospect, a replacement for Balotelli in Italy.
Yeah.
That was what I envisaged when he was with Roma, when he was coming out. Mourinho said the boy was not ready. But we went all the way. Convinced, and brought him.
Qualified you to the World Cup.
He didn't get him the goals, but he played a key role. But you decided to drop him for other reasons. Brought in Inaki and Co, who up to now cannot even shoot into the goalpost. You get it? So whatever it is, they should give the boy ample time for him to recoup from whatever tremor or whatever he's going through.
Yeah.
They should leave him alone. Because look, without the national team, he's still playing. You get it? I will not be supporting him all the time in terms of rejecting, but he needs time. You get it? He needs time. This Black Star collab they did. Afena-Gyan could still play the Black Star team of his team.
Even if not a starter.
You have a player who is in England or both second division. Now, you see, we are not fair to ourselves. So in as much as we are not fair to ourselves, we should allow people to do things they want.
Richie, last week you were the same person who was telling me that Felix should have ended the call-up.
Oh no! Last week I said he was right to reject the call-up. Okay. I said it here, and you all of you were like.
So who was saying that you should have ended the call-up? Was it James or something? Yeah, I think it was James.
I think it was James.
Yeah.
I said it, and James. You people were surprised.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
of course.
when Ghana needed Felix Afena-Gyan, he was there for Ghana. But when Felix Afena-Gyan needed Ghana was not there. You see, we didn't have striker when we were due to play the 2 legs against Nigeria.
Yeah.
And last week I said it is arguably 2 great matches Ghana has played in the last 10 years. Where we are now, to even get a chance to be coached by Chris Hughton is due to that 2 legs. Like how we qualified for the World Cup. That changed the face and then the destiny of our Black Stars. And he was there. Remember, he was better than the informed Victor Osimhen in both 2 legs.
Of course.
From nowhere.
No doubt.
He tormented their defenders than Victor Osimhen did to our defenders. We gave him the confidence, and we are one of the reasons why Mourinho rejected him.
Of course.
Because Mourinho, when he tell you
don't go,
and when you go and it backfires, he will let you pay for the for the backfire.
Yeah.
So he also needed us. I don't think if he come and then play maybe 10-15 minutes for the Black Stars, Cremonense coach can bench him. Because how many Cremonense players play for their national teams? So to get him that CV to fight for the position at Cremonense, I think it would have been a bit laudable. So we were not fair to him, and hence he deserved the decision, because now he has to fight his own fight.
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
Felix Afena-Gyan.
I think Ghanaians should be grateful to the young guy. I was here then as a friend, then as Felix, why are there so about it? Because the guy is having our interest at heart. The reason why he declined our invitation is to our benefit. Because clearly the boy is not psychologically ready for the team. So he knew he couldn't give his best. So it was the best decision for him to decline. Because he didn't want to come and give us, like substandard performance. My brothers have said everything. You see, I'm telling you today, the only sensible reason, the only reason why he left Roma to Cremonese was because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Let's face the fact. Because he wanted more game time in order to get into the World Cup team. Because at AS Roma, he was on a clear career path.
Yeah.
That was working for him perfectly.
Very perfectly. Sometimes come in as a substitute, get goals for Roma.
Yeah.
He was playing week in, week out, some few minutes, but then it was fantastic for him because Mourinho said he wasn't ready to play full 90 minutes. And it was a fact. It wasn't because he wasn't good enough. It was because his minutes weren't that high. You get what I'm saying? So the only reason he went to Cremonese is because we're giving him pressure. Oh, we need him to play top flights Italian football regularly. Then yes. Now he's gone there, and the World Cup call-up came and he wasn't part. Unfortunately for him, this season he started with an injury.
Yeah.
So mind you, he doesn't even command the position, the starting position in his team. So now he has to concentrate on his team. Because normally, I say, if you are not playing week in, week out in your team, you are not getting into the national
team.
So now I'm not playing week in, week out. What am I supposed to do?
You do.
I have to concentrate on my team. So for me, I think it's perfect. And when you look at there's a video that surfaced this particular weekend.
Yeah.
He was doing his own personal training here and there. So it tells you that he wants to concentrate on his career at the moment. So let's allow the boy to concentrate. When he comes good, we are the same people who are going to benefit from his good performance. You understand what I'm saying? So it's perfect. It's good. It's good that he did another invitation, but then in subsequent invitations, I hope that you'll be in the right mental state to honor this invitation.
You know, one thing that baffles me, and I am a yapa when he was even drafted in to play the friendlies ahead of the World Cup against Brazil. You gave this boy hope. Give this boy hope, and at the end.
He came.
So you even took Fatai Isaku to the World Cup. Somebody who was not playing.
Honestly, I don't even have
you understand the guy.
Of course.
Serious. I don't even have a problem with Isaku. See, the boy came and played in one of our matches at Cape Coast. He scored his debut with Black Stars goal.
Yes.
He gave an assist. The guy has played seven caps for the country. He has 1 goal, 1 assist. Inaki, 7 or 8 caps for the country.
Yeah.
0 goals, 0 assists. I'm not doing a comparison here, but the listeners themselves know what I'm talking about. I'm not even peeved about Ishaku's follow-up. Players like Kamal Soa, Antoine Semenyo, they were on the bench when the boy was starting for the Black Stars.
Of course.
When we played against Nigeria, these guys were on the bench. He started in both matches. Going into the World Cup, you don't take him and you take the bench warmers to the World Cup. I don't understand the science behind that.
Yes. Meanwhile, he wasn't bad when you gave him the opportunity.
He was playing ahead of them. You understand?
He wasn't bad.
The guy has a lot of issues to behind our collar. But like I said, in subsequent collabs, we should try and work on his mental.
Of course.